And finally tonight, some perspective. The best tennis player in the world rapidly becoming a pariah. His reputation being trashed. His sponsorships, I'm sure right now, are threatened. And it's all being pushed by people who haven't accepted that this vaccine does not stop the spread of COVID, even though we learned that like 6 months ago. Headlines like this are everywhere. This one from ESPN. Novak Djokovic is a profile in selfishness, and sports leaders are failing us all. Howard Stern, who made a name for himself by talking about genitalia, is now apparently a COVID expert, and has never once in 2 years so much as lowered his mask under his nose when in public. He's evidently been perfectly compliant, and so he has joined the chorus working to destroy a man who climbed out of a post-Soviet hellhole to become a top worldwide athlete and brand.
The Joker. I call him the Joker. What a
Anybody else, Howard? You didn't call
Oh, they do? Do they really? I've never. The first I heard of this guy is that he doesn't want to get his vaccine and he's running around. Nobody's clear what his stat. They should throw him right out of tennis. That's it.
His
Goodbye.
status is that he had COVID at the very beginning of COVID. He got
And who
it.
knows? He could be lying.
Too much money destroyed that guy. He used to have something. Now he's just a turd. The reality is this. The CDC admitted 6 months ago the vaccine was not stopping the spread of COVID-19. And all the hatred for the unvaccinated should have ended at that point. That means, ironically, Novak Djokovic has better immunity to COVID-19 than most of the players at the Australian Open this year. He's probably the safest person to be around because he actually has immunity to COVID-19 right now. Novak Djokovic was just sick with COVID, and it has been verified and proven a month ago. He's got some of the best antibodies in the world, yet he's getting all the grief. The only criticism that's been fair toward Novak Djokovic was that he didn't isolate after testing positive last month. That is fair. He did an interview and a photo shoot. Although he was masked and distanced, he said he didn't want to disappoint the person that had been trying to get an interview with him forever because he's the best tennis player in the world. But here's something to ponder in all this. In the reality of this moment, what percentage of people have been perfectly virtuous over the last 2 years? Think about it. Do you really think anybody is isolating for 10 days after they get a positive COVID test? Do you really think they are? Or do the vast majority of people sneak out, go to the grocery store, go pick up food? Who the hell's sitting in their house for 10 days? Was anybody even doing this before the CDC just conveniently moved it back to 5 days? You know, now the science is 5 days, not 10. Yeah, right. Because the economy needs it, not because of science. How many people are just going out to dinner once they start feeling better after day 3 or day 4? I'm sure it's happening all over. You know it is. Let's get real. I bet a strong portion of the people judging Novak Djokovic right now would be mortified to have their activities under the microscope, their COVID-positive activities put on display for the entire world to see. How many of them broke all these rules too? You'd be surprised. I mean, even CNN anchors broke COVID protocols when they were positive with COVID-19. The greatest purveyors of COVID fear porn in the world, they had the ticker going on CNN every single day Trump was in office, and this guy is out going for bike rides and picking fights with people while he's COVID positive. And he didn't lose his job. Sadly, Djokovic is so publicly followed that every single minute of every single day of his can be tracked and investigated and looked back on. Imagine if they did the same for everyone else. We'd find many of the most high and mighty are COVID rule breakers themselves. And that's the truth. And that's all the time we have for tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow.